So we've had a brief overview of the professional skills, but before we go into them in a bit more detail, I want to tell you what ACCA see as being professionalism in the first place. And they say the idea is that you make the most important points. So for those people who could gain a few marks by doing the less important ones, they will not score as many as people who make the most important marks. You need to show an understanding of issues, and they mean by that an understanding of business as well, and linking all the information together. Really important, you just make relevant points, nothing else, no waffle. You will lose professional marks if you waffle on, you fill them full of stuff that's not needed, because it's supposed to be similar to real life. If you're speaking to somebody, they ask you one particular question and you talk around it, that's waffle, nobody likes it. No repetition, no repetition. No repetition. See how annoying it is? No repetition needed in the exam either. Answer the precise requirements. So use the verb as well in the exam. So whatever the verb is, and we'll look at that when we do questions. But answer the precise requirements. So ask for a briefing note, use briefing notes. Do as many points as you think seems fit. So if there's 5 marks, 5 points maximum. Don't go and use more. Prioritise your issues. That means by prioritising, you're going to structure everything professionally. You're going to use the right media, whether it be a briefing report or whatever, and therefore you're going to be a bit more persuasive as well. And I think one thing you need to be aware of here is, look, if you're in the role of a CFO, then it's fine to use lots of numbers. But if you're in the role of HR, then it's going to be much more qualitative answer that you're given because you're not a numbers expert. Show sound knowledge of the basics brought forward, but the key there is the basics. You don't do references to academic theory and models. Not needed, not what you do in real life, not what you get professional marks for. Be persuasive, definitely, but that doesn't mean using very fancy language, using very fancy grammar. We all understand that the vast majority of people, I would say, taking ACCA, or not the vast majority, but a lot of people doing ACCA, don't have English as their first language. That is not to be punished. What we want is we want to see people who are persuasive in their arguments rather than looking at vocab and grammar. It's not an English exam.